whenever I see this light here, I do think of the masculines being very aware now of the deep connection between the two. And like I said, like he may not resonate with the twin flame journey. Maybe many of you listening may not resonate with like twin flame, but you do resonate with like a deep soul connection to this person that you can't get away from, and you can't really walk away. And I think the reason you can't walk away is like the universe is saying to you, like, you have things to learn from this person and you can't keep running from it. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Twintuitive717. I'm back with another video. I wanted to thank you guys for being here. As always, this channel is a safe place for you to talk about your twin flame journey. No one here is going to judge you. I pay very close attention to the comment section, and feel free to just interact, because I do step in from time to answer questions, and I just want this channel to be all about a safe place for you to express yourself. So I've been getting some messages from the Masculine Collective, and I do wish to share them with you. I have the major arcanas of the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, as always, my Tarot of Sexual Magic, and the Soul's Journey deck. I'm going to start off first with the Soul's Journey deck, because many of you, when you get into this place of missing them, you tend to reach out, and when you don't get a response, you tend to feel a very heavy feeling of maybe abandonment or rejection. And I want you all to remember to use your breath work during these times. If this interaction does happen, or there are ever times where you feel these emotions on the journey, you can first use breath work. So always breathe in for 4 seconds, try to hold it for 7, and then let it out for 8 seconds. And what this does is it completely, I would say, neutralizes our nervous system, so that we create a clear channel for guidance to come in, okay? Because we're never alone, and we can always ask for divine help. So what's happening during these times that we're feeling abandoned or rejected? What's coming up for us during these times? Okay, so it's interesting because I feel it's kind of like, duh. We have the indecision card coming up. So of course, we tend to feel this. And what I think the indecision, or why rather, I think the indecision card comes up is that we tend to doubt the journey during these moments. So your mind tends to wander a little bit, and sometimes, depending on what state of mind we're in, whether that be in a state of being very worrisome about the connection or feeling regret for our part that we've played in interacting with this person, these are sort of like the shadow self of you that comes up when it comes to love. And many of you can step into a place of feeling a little bit silly, or just plain old stupid for believing in the twin flame journey, or even giving as much as you've given in this connection. But I have the Strength card here in the background, and I'm just going to pull it down for you guys to give you a nice clear image, because I want the Divine Feminines to know that your ability to love and give freely and be kind and gentle, kind of like the lamb there, it really does sort of like tame, but at the same time helps the masculine to be free and wild, that lion energy within him. And I want the Divine Feminines to trust that, because in the Tarot of Sexual Magic, the Strength card is a female putting her hands over a boar and really throwing it and challenging it to the ground. And, here we see a lion. So what that represents is we can let go of being indecisive about this connection, because that will only keep us blocked and in negative emotions. We have to let go of regrets because we can't change the past. We can only change ourselves and then move forward in a way that is conscious enough to know that we're not going to make the same mistakes again. And if we do, we can't necessarily worry about it, right? Because worrying doesn't necessarily change an outcome. And that's what the card actually says. And so I kind of feel like the masculine's wanting you to trust them a little bit when you are in your time alone and in your space of charging forward. As someone in the comment section asked me a little bit about what I do to balance my masculine and feminine energies, and I think the biggest thing that I've done to balance my masculine energy is not be afraid of my masculine and reach out in the connection to actually want answers. And I think that this also pushed him to be more of himself, even in moments where he was very combative. It helped me to balance my masculine energies because I was also combative, right? I also acted within my pride, and he also really pushed me to close myself off, go into my hermit mode, and he made me feel a lot better and stronger because there's many experiences that our masculines will put us through that really kind of like strengthens our backbone a little bit, right? Hi, Mega. Welcome, Mega. Yeah, so it kind of like strengthens our backbone. And my friend Tracy always says like they're our biggest cheerleaders, and they really are. Like sometimes it doesn't feel like that, but when you're really like digging deep and learning a lot of the lessons that come along with this deep connection and love, and a lot of you can't deny it, as much as you try to walk away, you'll end up at square one. You know, you miss them, you love them, you want to be with them, you want to work it out. And I think, like, for the most part, many of us are kind of like suffering with the idea that we actually are going through that or we want that for ourselves. But don't listen to the 3D world, guys. They don't understand what a twin flame connection is. And some people can apply your connection to like the 3D world, which will only lower your vibration. And what you're trying to do is like heal those judgments and heal those stereotypes of two people connecting freely in love, right? And many of us, I know, would shut this off if we could, but we can't. And a lot of the times, like, someone will ask, well, how do you know you're on a twin flame journey? And like, for me, like, I kind of think like it finds you, like it just kind of lands in your lap and it finds you, and you can't deny what you feel. And so you kind of just have to go from there and work with it. So before I use the Tarot of Sexual Magic, I'm actually going to use the Major Arcanas and just let you guys know like what position he's in right now. And that could be... Hang on, let me just get Mega to sit. She's like in cuddle mode. Do you want to sit down? You want to cuddle for a bit? Okay, I'll give you a big hug. Give you a nice big hug. Here you go. You little love bug. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just want some cuddles. All right. Mwah. Okay. All right, Mickey darling. You're just going to have to sit right over here in this corner if that's okay, sweetheart, okay? Thank you so much. She's like, no, I'll be close to you. So anyways, guys, I want you to know like what state of mind the masculines are in right now using the Major Arcanas. And like if you look at the small bit, it's just the Major Arcanas alone, because they're like the archetypes that like we often face, right? So those of you who you're maybe like not experiencing communication with them, but you can feel them really heavily, this is kind of like what they're up to. Mega, I wish we all find someone that looks at us the way you look at me sometimes. Guys, she looks at me so endearingly. He's just such a sweet little love bug. Here, I'm gonna make some space for her because she barely wants to be close by. I'm sorry, guys. I just had to reposition things because she's so bossy. Like, okay, anyways, so back to what I was saying with the cards. Like, I wanted to kind of use the cards to see what state of mind the masculine's in right now. And, like, this is what he wants you to know, like, as far as, like, what's up with, like, communication and stuff. Like, what he's going through, what he thinks about the connection. Okay, so we have the Star card, and the Star card's the number 17 card, which is a number 8. And we know the number 8s are about the personal power. So right now he's working on being self-reliant. I think, like, some of them maybe live at home still with, like, their parents, or, you know, obviously they're in connections where they're married. And for some of us, the twin flame connection can seem really difficult, and there's a lot of obstacles in the way if we don't have a space of our own, right? Like a house of our own, somewhere where we can call home. And that's kind of like what he's thinking about right now. And, you know, at the same time, like I can understand that he might feel a little bit down about that, but the Star card talks about, like, dreams and possibilities, and his dream of having his own home is really on his mind right now because he's obviously wanting to connect with the feminine. And for him, a way of doing that is kind of like having their own, you know, like I mentioned in the past readings, their own turtle shell together that they can cozy up inside. So I really think, like, he's working on getting out of that mode of maybe, like, the quarantine and stuff, getting back out there when it comes to work, earning his pentacles, really grounding himself and creating a lot of security in his life for the two of you. Okay, so we have the Hermit, and we know he's in the Hermit mode, but I think that the feminine's in this Hermit mode too, which maybe is blocking him from communicating. When we look at the Hermit card in terms of numerology, the Hermit comes in as the number 9. So the 9 kind of talks about, like, lethargy a little bit, where you can't focus. And I think that that's what he's trying to get out of so that he can go and, like, build right now. The 9 also talks about, like, empathy and spiritual awareness of the mission. So I think, like, between him and, like, the feminine, whenever I see this light here, I do think of the masculines being very aware now of the deep connection between the two. And like I said, like, he may not resonate with the twin flame journey. Maybe many of you listening may not resonate with, like, twin flame, but you do resonate with, like, a deep soul connection to this person that you can't get away from, and you can't, you know, really walk away. And I think the reason you can't walk away is, like, the universe is saying to you, like, you have things to learn from this person and you can't keep running from them. Okay, I'm gonna go for one more. Okay, so we have the Magician, which is the number 1. The 1 for me, and, like, the Magician talks about, like, our existence. And like I said with the 8, it's like no matter how many lessons he learns when he kind of does this thing about running away, it's like it all boils down to this connection with the feminine. And it's more than just, like, the romance and the sex. Like, for me, the connection with the feminine in his eyes, like, it's like he needs her around to be in his optimal vitality to like earn money, to go out there. So that's why, you know, again, a lot of you are feeling like he's coming back or he's resurfacing. Okay, the 1 energy talks about striving forward, being ambitious. So he's not really, like, taking no for an answer right now when it comes to, like, just creating what he needs to create for the feminine so he can move forward. Like, make your wishes come true. And many of you are going to be like really surprised when your masculine does come forward. And I've been getting this feeling for like a long time that you're going to start understanding that they were aware of this twin flame connection a little bit more deeply than you were. It reminds me of like a Pisces man, the Pisces energy. Like, you'll be very surprised at how deeply they feel for you and how hard they've been working to build for you. And what I want to tell you guys about the Magician is like, this is important for the masculine to be able to create a space for you, to be able to create pentacles for you, because the love he feels for you is very nurturing. Like, he wants to take care of you. He wants you to like not lift a finger kind of energy. And I think that that sometimes scares the feminine because like we've kind of been programmed to believe that that stuff only exists in movies and fairy tales. And for many of you, I know that the first time you have a connection with your masculine in terms of it being like a physical connection, it's going to be really deep. Like, you're going to feel like it's kind of like better than winning the lottery type of energy. And that's what he's working on with the Star card here. Okay? And I really had to send those messages for you guys because, like, I don't know, they just really wanted to come out. The masculines are thinking about you guys. They're working towards this connection. I mean, you guys can even see the vibe with Mega here, how, like, she's being, like, really touchy-feely, and she kind of popped up and wanted to be in the reading, and I kind of feel like she does that. Like, even when I'm thinking about my masculine, she'll kind of just, like, pop into the room and stare at me from a corner. I'm like, well, how did you even get into this room without me noticing? Alright guys, well, we love you and we hope these messages find you well. I'm not going to use the Tarot of Sexual Magic today just because I feel like these messages in here were pretty strong. So I'm going to leave it at that, okay? I'll upload another video for you guys where I do use the Tarot of Sexual Magic to let you know what's on his mind sexually. I love you guys. I hope you all are doing well. And again, thank you so much for your presence here on my channel. If you like the content, please do subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Okay, take care.